One of the darkest moments as a DJ was, facing some extreme slander. Like, I can't even say it on the pod what they were saying, and it was just chanting it. And
What was the song request? Because I'm sure that's
I treat every gig pretty much with all like out of 10. Regardless if I DJ Friday night, Saturday day, I'm ready to go.
5,000 people or 5 people?
Being a DJ means being a music general. It just means you understand what needs to be done between this hour and that hour and how it needs to be presented. I just want to say this, Brian, while I'm on the pod, so this is recorded. There's going to be problems that happen in a DJ situation that you may never understand because you've never experienced it.
Correct.
And that is okay. It's okay if the CEO doesn't know every single problem. That's not his job.
Biggest epic fail in your DJ career?
Wow.
Don't tell me there's that many to think about, Des.
No.
This is Rock Talk, where we document short conversations with experienced people in the Rockwell ecosystem. We are HQ today with a legend, Desmond Maynard, representing the Bahamas. Although lately he's been doing a lot of traveling, don't even know where he's from anymore. Luckily, he did a little pit stop in Miami, and we took a little time today to get together and put this episode together. Owner of Select Talent Agency, somebody with experience in the hospitality and entertainment industry, a DJ by the name Mayday, booking talent for different properties and some really high-end clients and events over in the Bahamas and other areas. Welcome to Rock Talk, Des.
Thank you, Brian. Happy to be here. Wow.
Thank you for taking the
We
time.
need a round of applause,
yeah.
Brian. Wow, bro. I'm touched, bro. I'm touched, Brian. I'm touched. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
There you go. I paid him to do that.
Thank you.
Nonetheless, how's your time in Miami so far? It's not your first day, so it's a couple days now.
No, I love it, brother. I love it. I've been coming to Miami for 35 years,
Okay.
so it's like a second home.
Okay.
Being from the Bahamas, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, that's the go-tos. Most Miamians know Walmart, Target. That's our jam. That's what we do. So we know the roads. Like, I used to come here when the map era was in. So, before any AI.
When you had to print it.
That's it, bro.
Print
I
it
just draw
out
a line from the airport to the hotel. There you go.
And don't get lost
Telling
because it
you.
doesn't tell you reroute.
Hertz was like, here you go, another map. If you need it. No,
all right, so let's begin where your entertainment career began.
Yeah.
All right. How'd you get started? And I think the first question I want to ask is, were you Agent Des or were you DJ Des first?
Nice. So DJ Mayday
Okay.
was my name. And I was in university in Canada at the time. Always loved music, grew up around it, have older siblings in my life. Parents love music. Our culture in the Bahamas, we have a festival called Junk Canoe. So I'm always.
What is that?
Junk Canoe.
Okay.
So
I thought you said drunk canoe.
No.
I was like, wait, what goes on there?
No. They're gonna kill me now. No. Junk Canoe. It's our version of Carnival, but so much more.
Cool.
And I believe, and like no bias, if you was to rate all of them, the festivals, I think Junk Canoe will come out number one. I mean, it's a beautiful parade, and whenever you visit, I think you're overdue for a visit.
Absolutely.
We'll experience that together. So,
what time of the year is that normally?
Boxing Day every year and New Year's Day.
Okay.
So if you don't win Boxing Day festival, you have a chance to defend or get them back on New Year's Day.
Very
so
nice.
Literally about 6 days apart or 5 days apart, each team gets back in or each group gets back in and do what they got to do.
Cool.
So, but I brought that up because mainly music has been a part of my life from day one. I officially became an entertainer DJ at the age of 20.
Okay.
So in the middle of my undergrad, I said, hey, there's too many students that want to party, and why not me to present the music? Because culturally, there were so many Caribbean students in Canada at the time, from all of the islands, not just Bahamas. So I truly enjoyed the whole process. I had some real good guys around me from Bermuda, from St. Lucia, from St. Kitts. I mean, I could go on and on about the islands, but when the vision was there, like, it just happened because the guys from Bermuda really inspired me most.
Okay.
Because they would fly up to do it, and I was like, guys, like, teach
I'm
me.
already here. Yeah, let's do this.
Let's go. And so we synergized. I actually became roommates with one of them that moved there for school. So that, and watching him and observing him, and he never taught me. I always feel like, yeah, he knows what I'm talking about. He never taught me, but like when I'd ask questions, little pointers here and there. And my first event, I want to say this, was a fundraiser for Hurricane Katrina.
Okay.
So I send the money, there that I made. It was $5 entry. About 120 people came. It wasn't much, but Canadian currency. It sent over what I could through the Red Cross Foundation,
Yep.
and it was intentionally and solely for the victims of the Hurricane Katrina tragedy in New Orleans, the hurricane. And then after that party, a couple girls came up and said, "Hey, when's the next one?" And I look left, I look
Yeah,
right.
wait
My
a minute. When
boys,
is the next one?
here we are. 20 years later. So that's my story in terms of being an entertainer.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So I found out today,
Yeah.
Des and I have been speaking for a long time. It's
Yeah.
not like we just met.
Yeah.
But I did just find out about DJ Mayday.
Yeah.
Was this the first DJ name or was there an interesting one before that?
Man, I'm not that kind of guy, man. I'm very calculated. So
Okay.
when I present something to the public, it is what it is.
It's gonna be
this is
that.
it. Now, mind you, in my journal, you got a lot of X's and O's and circles and
all the bad
scribbles. You
ideas
got
were in there.
everything. You
What were
got
some of those
everything.
bad ideas?
Man,
What would you have been if you weren't DJ
I
Mayday?
can't say that on camera. No.
Yeah.
So initially, my first passion was accounting, much like
Okay.
yourself, Brian.
Yes.
So I did a stint at Deloitte, a few summers as an intern, and KPMG as well in Canada. And I have a family full of lawyers, so of course, me being hard headed, I wanted to go. Everyone's going right, and I got hang
complete
left.
opposite direction.
Just go left.
Yeah.
And because you want to shine more, you want to say, hey, I can do something. I'm self-made, and now after reflecting on it, ride those coattails. If you got a great family doing great things, hey, get on board, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if I could change
Resources,
anything,
right? From day one.
resources, and so that passion for me, I'm happy I got the education for the accounting side, and then later I studied for my LLB as well. After those things, you have the foundation to do anything as an entrepreneur. And entrepreneurship 20 years ago was not a cool thing to do.
No, at all.
It was not a cool thing. It was either lawyers, doctors, accountants, or engineers.
Yep.
And my parents did every single thing to convince me to stay on the right road. I mean, they'd have paid people to come motivational talks at my house. I'm trying to have dinner. But
I'm just trying to enjoy dinner, man. Give me a break.
Hey, man, bro, listen, there was always that voice that said, man, Dad, you get out there and you be you. So I did that, and I would always downplay DJing. I would say, no, it's a side thing. It's not really
It's a
the real
hobby.
thing. It's a hobby.
Yeah.
No, I don't take it seriously. And the more I did that, the more it was taken away from me. I believe in God, and so when I started focusing back on it, then I started telling the world what was going on. They start feeding into it. People start coming to the parties and support and asking me what's going on in the real world now, beyond university. So that's my story of how I started.
That's amazing, man. And you mentioned, I think the DJs from Bermuda.
That's
as
right.
far as early references,
Yes, sir.
were there any other early references by name or
Yes,
anybody
sir.
that stood out?
Yeah, man, you got Father Breezer, King Jairus.
Okay.
Actually, that's probably the only one I want to mention from Bermuda because he's the guy that made sure that things were legit. He handled himself very professionally, and we became roommates, I think, after year one of meeting. And so it goes way beyond DJing now. Like, I just checked on him. He just, his son just graduated, and he bought his son in Bermuda his first scooter.
Okay.
And so I called him and was talking to him, and we always crack jokes, man. He was the one I was addicted with playing video games.
Okay. Yeah, we were just talking
We were
about
on
that.
PlayStation, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., going at it on the headset. And
he was the Ethernet guy?
he was the Ethernet cord puller, bro. He knows all about Fight Night. Roy Jones, But yeah, that's my guy to this day, love him to death. And that's powerful when you can connect on multiple levels.
It's interesting you bring that up
Yeah.
because a lot of mentors, or not really mentors, because a mentor has to be giving you something back, right?
Yes.
But people you aspire to be like and that you learn from by watching, not because
Yes.
they're teaching you anything, but because you're watching their
Yes.
moves.
Yes.
A lot of references are typically the answers I get are like, DJ XYZ, and what I learned from him or her,
Yeah.
insert DJ phrase. My cuts, my this, my that.
Right.
But you tied in the fact that it's also how to act, what you learn
Absolutely.
as far as
Absolutely.
professionalism, how to carry yourself, what to do
Absolutely.
at certain gigs, and I think that's like
Absolutely.
the real sauce, right? Especially in
Absolutely.
today's day and age where you can learn how to DJ just about anywhere, right? But
you could hit one button, Brian, you're DJing.
you're DJing, but are you going to act the right way? Are you going to carry the gig? Are they going to
Yeah.
call you back?
Yep.
Are you going to be professional?
Yeah.
All these other things that go
Yep.
into it. And now in 2025, you throw in social media marketing and branding on top of that,
Yep.
right? And it's like you could be the best DJ in the world, but if you don't know how to carry yourself or you don't know how to look
It's a
online,
wrap.
you're never going
It's
to
a
make
wrap.
it now.
It's a
And
wrap.
it's a shame because there's a lot of talent going to waste, but unfortunately that's the industry, that
Yep.
that it is, right?
Yeah.
Or the way that the industry is, not unfortunately, but the way it is, right?
Absolutely.
And I like to compare it to not WWE, like wrestling, right? These guys have a talent at the end of the day.
It's a
They're
good comparison.
performing
Yeah.
just like DJs.
Yep.
But then they go and they get their alter ego or their
Exactly.
character
They go
name.
home for family. It's family time now.
So just like,
Yeah,
a
yeah.
DJ goes by a DJ name.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
But you got to get into character and you got to figure out how to make it a brand, right? Everybody
Absolutely.
knows Hulk Hogan.
Everybody.
And
New Hulk Hogan.
Right.
R.I.P. Hulk.
Everybody knows Hulk Hogan, period. Now, which Hulk Hogan do you know?
Which Hulk Hogan do you know? Do you know Terry or do you know Hulk?
There you go.
I got
there
you.
you go. Rest in peace, Hulk Hogan.
Brad, before you hit me with another
Yes.
one, I did want to I did want to recognize some Bahamas DJs that really got me in the right room at the right time. DJ Flavor, DJ Francis, you got CRX, you got Dion the Butcher, you got DJ
Dion
Fines.
the Butcher is a sick name, dude.
You got, that's a super legend. Dion the Butcher, super legend. You got Mr. Excitement, you got DJ AI. The list goes on and on and on of legendary DJs.
Hold on. DJ AI was how many years ago?
Yo, let me tell you, DJ AI is still DJing today.
But did he know something we didn't know?
He knew it. Well, it's his initials.
What was AI 20 years ago?
I know. And actually, I actually asked myself that one day when I actually wrote his name down on the contract. And I said, wow, this guy was way ahead. But because it's his initials, we played basketball together. His family is my family. He's actually one of the closer friends in industry beyond just work for hire friends.
Right.
This is someone that if I call and he anything done, he helps out, he swoops in. I ask for advice. What's his gut feeling? That's usually my question. I don't need to know what the calculation or the exact, formula is. I just need to know what your gut feeling on the situation. Sure. And that's the guy for me. And luckily I have him as a mentor and friend. He's a bit older than I am, but he's my guy.
And those are the ones you want, man. At the end of the day, they've been around and they know something that you haven't learned yet. So if they can prevent you from learning it the hard way,
absolutely,
home run.
Absolutely,
right?
Absolutely. DJ Fines actually is one of the probably most skillful DJs in the world. I would put him on a stage with Scratch Bastard, Jazzy Jeff, DJ Puffy in his prime. There was a competition many years ago called the Heineken Green Synergy Competition. Okay. And he won it. I mean, he was doing backflips, scratching, turning, scratching with his toes, the whole nine. So backflips and gymnasts and shit.
Bro. Talk about entertainment, right? And entertaining, at the end of the day.
And this was in 2012, 2010, something like that. But I mean, these guys, Brian, I can't describe them. You got to come see it. These just skillful guys on the radio, and we're not syndicated, so you probably won't hear it unless you go online. But yeah.
Oh, no, I'm going to go hear it over there in the airwaves soon, so don't worry about that.
Yeah.
All right, so you go from DJ Mayday to Desmond, the owner of Select Talent Agency, right?
Yes, sir.
What is Select Talent, and how did this opportunity come about for you?
I'm glad you asked that question, Brian, because there was a time in my life where I knew DJ Mayday could not continue on without building something bigger than DJ Mayday. So luckily, being involved in hospitality as well, I applied a lot of those principles and skills to my entertainment. And in the pandemic, I had more than enough time to figure this out. So I started,
all the time.
I started meditating, I started journalizing, I started doing everything 10x. And when DJing in person was taken away, we had to DJ on Zoom. D Nice set the platform, right? Michelle Obama's in the chat. Everyone's losing their mind. I don't know if you remember Tory Lanez had this thing going on.
Yep.
So as a DJ, I'm like, man, I'm getting antsy. And so I started this show called the Sip O'Clock Show.
Okay.
And my boys would come through, a couple girls would come through, we chill, everyone got a drink. And anytime I say a Sip O'Clock on the camera, I would drink and they would drink. And so I would, tell them, hit something in the chat, much like what I guess Kai Sanat does now. But I felt connected to them. And then the next morning, I think one one late night at 6 o'clock because these would end at 3 a.m. sometimes.
Yeah,
There
it's
wasn't
7
nothing to get
o'clock.
up
Let's
for,
be
right?
honest, and there's nothing else to do, right? And
Exactly.
then, I mean, here at least we had curfew. So in the
Exactly.
class a certain time, you couldn't go home.
Right.
You had to
Brother,
figure it out till
listen.
6 a.m.
I will get emails saying, hey, could you DJ for my staff party? I got 200 employees. Maybe we can do it on Zoom. You think I could work? So I would do a consult call with them and say, hey, sure. Like, we just get it right. Keep the mics on mute. I'll do the hand signs. I'll explain the game. And, I'll play people's favorite songs. I'll recognize them. And it was the best that we could do at that time.
Right.
So from that experience, I said, man, when we get back out there, I want this to be much bigger than me. And so Select Talent Agency started. The foundation, the core foundation, is always in the right room at the right time. I created an acronym.
Always in the right room at the right time.
Always in the right room at the right time, brother. Never a mistake.
Okay.
You're there to apply 5 strategies that I came up with. The acronym is TAPP, TAPPP. Talent, adaptability, punctuality, professionalism, and preparation.
Love that.
Right? Those 5 things, Brian, any client is going to love you because you're covering your foundation, especially the adaptability. I just put a T in there because the company's name Select Talent Agency, but you got to have some talent. But when you're able to adapt to a room, for instance,
or a situation.
Yeah. For instance, you're in a room, you have R&B hip hop crates, merengue crates, and the client is a country music lover. So they don't even want to hear country music. You got to figure out how to find your way on BeatSource or YouTube or whatever you use to get music and adapt immediately because curveballs are thrown every single second in our industry. You can prepare all you want.
Mm-hmm.
One client got to come and say, hey, man, I don't want to hear that no more, man. Play this. And if that's the guy that's paying you and you don't play it, guess what's going to happen?
Yep.
You never see that client again.
Right.
So,
or any future client from that room, right? At the end of the day, because that's how it happens. The referrals, or I was there and everybody was happy. I want you for my event now, and kind of trickles down.
Absolutely. But the real gem about this is Select Talent Agency started out with a ton of clients because it was 20 years of DJ Mayday building the portfolio.
Okay.
And so I just literally handed it over to my guys and said, okay, let's continue this process. I'm going to do my best to reassure the quality stays up. And when it dips, we're accountable and we learn from it. So
did this change your DJ schedule, or was it just so much work that now you could be working as much as you were and bringing on other people as well? Or is it one of those, I'll take more of the agent role and these gigs that I would typically do, let me start feeding the team and kind of growing from there?
That's exactly what it is. The latter, what you said. I suppressed my ego. Every single DJ's got an ego. I don't care what they say. You got to step aside and let the other guys take the stage.
Yes.
And you got to be the producer. You got to be the EP. You got to make sure things flow on the business level, much like yourself. Right. I became a business coach to my guys. So my motto to them was, hey, you guys are entrepreneurs who DJ really well. So let's explore that avenue. When you're in the room DJing for these guys, whoever it is, what else can you do? What's your multiple stream? Right? If is it retail? Is it a real estate opportunity? Is it a hospitality opportunity? Like, is it tech? And so I would always tell them, hey, if you DJ really well, our client's going to fall in love with you. They're going to want to get to know you. And when they understand that you have more than just a DJ service to offer, they're going to say, hey, man, I want to work with Brian.
That connectivity of it.
He's my guy. I got his new tech thing coming and going. Brian, help me figure this out. And it's happened to me. So I am always the guy that's ready to check in the game if my guys are injured.
Sure.
So I'm always on IR, ready to go. And I've had to do that quite a few times. But
which I guess is one of the benefits of being the DJ yourself, right? Don't tell me to step in. We're definitely losing the client.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. We're 100%. Exactly, bro. No, listen. Exactly.
That's a good a good little backup trait, I guess, to have, right? Yes. So not bad. Yes, you speak about the clients and the events of Select. What is the type of events that Select kind of tries to go after? What is the ideal, events?
Our focus market is the globe trotter.
Okay.
We focus on people that travel from far to a very small place to get married or to celebrate a special birthday. These are people that stay in hotels that prefer that sort of convenience.
Right.
Now, don't get me wrong. We still do nightclubs. We still do day clubs. But mostly I like to focus on this particular client because they know what they want. If they can hop on a plane for 10 hours to come party in the Bahamas, they know exactly what they want.
Right. The expectation set.
Exactly. And by the time they get there, I would have already had a conversation with them to reassure them that they're going to get what they want. Upon arrival, you greet them. You say, "Hey, would you like to walk through the venue? Any last minute changes?" Because that's what happens. Adaptability. It's just, I think that's the word I would go to sleep with for this entire year, because look where we at now. So
Right.
much unexpected. Everything has happened since
The last
last
3
year.
months has been
Last 3
wild.
months. Last 3 months, Brian. So right now with technology, things are changing, bro. Things are changing. I sent 48 emails last night. 48. I counted. So I'm like, I didn't use ChatGPT.
Right.
I was old school with it. So what happens is, these people, if I didn't respond to them after a certain date, they will go to someone else. I got a 48-hour to 72-hour window to get back to the people that need something from me.
Yeah. And that window sometimes is 12 hours depending
Right.
on what it is they need.
Right.
If it's for this Friday, they're not waiting.
Right. Before, Brian, when you and I was kids, people would go home and start watching TV and enjoy their sitcom and chilling. Not worrying. Now you get home, you got to keep your phone on standby.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
if you miss that 48, 72-hour window, it's nothing personal. They're just, now it's a way of life.
And after 8 o'clock, you were good because no one was going to
Absolutely.
call the house phone
No.
after 8 o'clock. That was crazy.
No.
Now I'm getting calls
My
at
mother would be
11,
like,
12
"Excuse
o'clock.
me, we talking."
Yeah, excuse
Hello?
me. Now it's 11 o'clock at night. My phone's blowing up. They call me back to back. I'm like, wait a minute. Like,
Call me
you're
back
in
to back.
Miami too, though. Like, it's not
Right.
a time zone thing. Like,
Right.
what are we
I call
doing?
you 4 times, bro.
Yeah.
I don't care if your phone's on Do Not Disturb. It'd be like, notify anyway. That's me, bro. I'm the go-to notify anyway guy.
Notify anyway. I
You would
hate
understand.
you
You would
guys.
know. You would know. Oh, you sleeping? Oh, well, no, we sleeping. What's up?
No, the problem is you were sleeping, but now you're not. So it's perfect. What a great opportunity. You can call me back.
I know, bro. I love it, bro. I love it.
All right. So then on the topic of, you have 72 hours, they're going to call someone else.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you feel sets select talent apart from other DJs or agencies that clients could call?
Trust.
Okay. Big
Trust.
word.
Trust. Huge word. I mean, it's one thing the client always thinks about is, do I trust this company to get the job done? They don't care if you got a flat tire. They don't care if your kitten died. They don't care.
If you got a cough.
You got a cough?
Right.
Like I did this morning. I didn't show up, but I'm here now. No, I'm joking. That's a personal joke, y'all. Y'all get that later. What matters to a client is trust.
Yes.
And they will never open up to you if they don't trust you. And to maintain client rapport, you continue to build upon that trust by maintaining a certain standard of excellence. No one's perfect, and clients know that. So when things go wrong, as long as you're accountable and it's reasonable and justified, they're still coming back.
Yeah.
Right. And
I think it's the effort of
Right.
making it right too after, right?
Absolutely.
In
Absolutely.
hospitality, it's called service recovery.
Nice.
Right,
Bro. Let's learn something just now. Service recovery.
Your steak wasn't cooked right.
I gotta save that one, bro.
Put it in the back pocket. The
Nice.
steak wasn't cooked right. It's not about, all right, I'll get you a new one. It's, I think, I'm so sorry for the inconvenience. I know that your table's eating without you. Could I get you something in the meantime?
Yep.
You bring the steak, cut into it in front of me. I want to make sure it's perfect for you. This, that's what gives you the goosebumps.
I see you, bro. I see it.
And that's what gets people to come back. And then you get into the topic of raving fans.
Yeah.
And it's basically a service recovery done right will convert someone to be a raving fan.
Absolutely.
And that's where you get the guy that says, "Well, how was your dinner last night? Bro, let me tell you about that place."
Absolutely.
This is the guy that got the bad steak, by the way.
Yes, sir.
He's like, the place is amazing.
I forgot I even ordered steak because they fixed it.
They brought the steak. It was whatever. I didn't want to make a big deal. I'm one of those guys, the server noticed that I wasn't happy. He asked me, is everything okay? So I was like, the steak is whatever. No problem. Boom. They fixed it. Bro, the place is amazing. They invited me back. I got 20% off on my future visit because of the inconvenience. Like, they really care. Trust. It starts going,
big words,
together here.
massive words,
big words that
bro.
move mountains, man. At the end of the day,
trust.
Absolutely. So outside of trust, is there anything else that sets Select apart?
Honestly, I can't stop thinking about the acronym, right? TAPP, TAPPP. I mean, it's not a magical secret, right? It's just these core values lay the foundation for excellence all of the time. Like just, talent, adaptability, punctuality, preparation, professionalism, right? These things. And I can add more P's,
Right.
but I don't want to get carried away, right? I want people to focus on something constantly.
Attainable. Something that can be, yes.
And Cody Sanchez, one of my favorite social media influencer, says focus on discipline, right? Discipline, right? She could outwork anybody, and this what allows her to still get the call, right? And so education, I believe in it royally. I would always encourage my nephews, my niece, in education. Education. I mean, for me, it worked out well. For my brothers, it worked out well. For you, it worked out amazing. But I don't want that to be ignored. I don't want the cool guy with the hat backwards and the shades and a nice watch.
Nice shirt too, let me tell you.
Nice shirt, vibe
Absolutely.
tennis.
Yes, that looks nice. That's your vibe right there. And let me tell you something about tennis. I need a pickleball one, man. I'm telling you.
Hey, pickleball one's coming, Brian. What size are you? Hey,
a medium. Take a medium.
Brian's a large. All this time I thought Brian was a medium. I was confused. I'm kind of taken back. Look at the goosebumps. The internet's a hell of a thing, guys. Illusions.
I'm 140 going on 210. Don't worry about it.
This guy is Canelo versus Terrence. He's the Canelo in this fight. Oh man.
That's hilarious. What sets Select apart?
Select.
Outside of just trust and the foundation of discipline. the acronym of TAP.
The discipline. And luckily Select had a 20-year head start, right? Like remember, DJ Mayday was building client rapport since 2004. Okay. Right. So here we are going into 2026. I'm still in touch with those clients from 2004, and both in Canada and Nassau, Bahamas. Well, not just Nassau, but all of the islands in the Bahamas, and London, UK now. And recently I've been in Texas. So what's happening is you just kind of take that pencil. Remember that game we played when you just connect the dots and wherever the next dot is?
You have to go there.
That's it. So maybe one day I'll do it, but I am, doing it hypothetically and as an entertainer, but handing over the portfolio. And I look to scale. So off camera, you and I have to talk.
Yes.
Because I have a lot to learn still. I am very humble and understanding that I don't know it all. I don't claim to. I never try to. I think that's the first conversation you and I had. Right. I wanted to learn from you.
And vice versa, right? Because it's two different worlds and similar language, but different everything.
Yes. My man Sandman made it happen.
Yes.
I was playing tennis. I was talking to you on my left AirPod. I was hitting that ball, the Black Federer. And he's like, yo, you got to meet this guy, Brian. Black Federer. You got to meet this guy, Brian. And I'm like, all right, bro, I trust you. And then he said, man, you guys are so similar. Your vision, like your attitude, your energy, everything.
Love that.
And I was like, I talked to you and I got a good vibe, bro. I actually became the Black Nadal after our conversation because I was like, yo, there's other dudes out there like this. I'm not alone. I'm not alone. Trying to make it. But yeah, man.
Sandman's a phenomenal human.
Shout out to Sandman.
And I won't say very few people are as genuine as him, because there's a lot of genuine people, but he's up there.
Authenticity.
Yes.
You talking about seasoning that steak? Authenticity to the bone. That dude?
Absolutely.
You're blessed, man, to have him on your roster.
One of many blessings I consider. Yes, the roster today's day and age is people that I want to be around and people that share that foundation. And we don't have an acronym, but we do have a code. And it's good to it's a good feeling when everybody's marching in the same direction for the same reason with the same vibe. And at times maybe you have an outlier or a group of outliers, or it really just slows the whole train down from being enjoyable.
Absolutely.
Maybe you're doing better things. Maybe you're doing X, Y, Z.
Yep.
But if I wanted to be miserable, I would have been an accountant. So
likewise,
it's not just about, doing X, Y, and Z, the most you can today. It's about doing the most you can today while enjoying what you do.
Because
again, if not, I'll just go be an accountant. It'll be great. You work 4 months out of the year, tax season.
Absolutely.
The other 8, you're chilling.
Absolutely.
It doesn't sound too bad now that I think about it, actually. The more we talk about it,
if you hire me, let me know, bro. We can do this. It's not too late. The age barriers on it.
So I want to transition. Then we were talking about Select when it comes to clients.
Yep.
I want to switch a little bit now to talk about Select when it comes to the talent.
Yes.
Right? What do you look for when deciding to sign someone? 20 years ago, it was probably all skill.
Absolutely.
Can you rock a room? What can you do? Has that changed? What has it changed to? And what are some of those, criteria points that you touch on when you're looking to evaluate a talent?
Thank you. Um, passion,
Okay.
passion. I often compare it to are you hiring the lawyer that's in it for the money or a lawyer that's passionate about what he does or she
Yeah.
on what they do? DJs that are just doing gigs for a check and they out of there, they're not going to give you their backbone when stuff
Hmm.
gets shaky, when things go wrong. They're not in it. A passionate DJ that cares about his craft, that understands teamwork and how to build a brand together. And when I say a brand, I mean synergistically, right? Our agency, that client, that particular company, whatever it is, that venue, they're all different brands
Right.
within this one experience between 8 p.m. and midnight. So you got about 5 to 7 different major brands that's involved in making this happen. The event planning company,
Hmm.
the sponsor, you got so much going on. If you as a DJ can synergize with all of this, you got it. You got it figured out because too many times you got somebody coming in a room and saying, okay, I'm just going to cook the shrimp and keep on looking at the pot and serve the shrimp, and that's all I'm doing. Versus you have a guy that's literally the music orchestra and the vibe, like a vibe setter of the room
Right.
that's orchestrating stuff and the energy in the room. I often say this to my friends and to our team. People will spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on the best food. They will spend millions on the drinks. And guess what? They need music. They need
Yep.
entertainment. If you walk into a party today, Brian, and I got everything laid out and it's silent and people are just talking, it gets annoying.
A little weird.
Gets weird. I hear echoes and voices
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
people sneezing. And then you you lay undertones, some good Afro house vibes or some whatever calypso vibes, hip hop, whatever, some R&B, 90s, some Biggie, something. All of a sudden, the vibe changes.
Yeah. The conversations even change because the vibe is
Listen,
different.
Brian, all of a sudden your left bicep is a bit stronger. Your shirt's tighter now. Now your watch is
The blood's
sparkling a bit
pumping.
more.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So as entertainers, we have a responsibility to understand our need, but to also be understated and know when to go full throttle, which is probably at midnight for most
Hmm.
parties, and just when to let the bell-shaped curve create itself. Right. So you build a vibe. There's gonna be a peak point when everyone's in it. Now people before they get home, they wind down.
Right.
Right. You can't go full throttle from the rip. I mean, some people do. Shouldn't say that. It depends. But mostly, most events I've been at over 20 something years is the bell shape effect, right? You build a vibe, cocktail hour, dinner time, dance, and smooth it out.
Right.
Smooth it out, send people home properly. Don't just abruptly stop them at peak.
Yeah.
Um,
And that's the end of it.
and this next Vinci song is over.
Yeah.
And it's like, come
Outside of passion, what else do you look for when it
on,
comes to signing
Vinci.
talent?
Outside of passion, what I look for. Okay, I'm gonna say it. You gotta have the look.
Okay.
And it's not a physical thing.
No, at all.
It's how do you carry yourself? How do you present yourself when you walk in a room? Are your shoulders slumped and you're looking down on the ground, or are you upright and your chest is up and your chin is up,
Right.
like the yogis do? Right? They greet the sun, hello, boom. I'm ready for the world. Whatever comes with that world, I'm gonna take it on. Look is very, very important. People are gonna say, "Oh, that's shallow." Hey, I've seen clients treat somebody a lot different that was not confident when they walked into that room. And the confident guy that was professional, that client said, okay, let's go.
I'm in good hands.
I'm in great hands. I love this guy. So there's no secret. And I should stop saying guy, guys and girls
Right.
DJ.
Ultimate. Yeah.
As a matter of fact, the women that DJ now have a competitive advantage over the men because we're not familiar with seeing women DJ.
Right.
So, women DJs, when you want to sign up, please hit me or Brian. Send your CV to Brian. I'm not about it, but hit me up if you want to be down.
They got a little
got
edge
it.
in this day and age,
They
right? Their
got it.
marketing has a
They got
better
it.
access to get more views.
Yeah.
Their talent can be showcased
Yeah.
in other traditional ways that now
Absolutely.
look different because it's not the traditional
Exactly.
dude with vinyls and X, Y, and Z. So I
Exactly.
could definitely agree with that, and as well as I don't know what it is.
Mhm.
I might be completely wrong. So you can hold me to that.
Yeah.
But if you were to look at a dude happy,
Yeah.
passionate about what he's doing, and then you take the exact same thing, but you make it a girl. It's happier. It's more relatable. It's
safe.
yes,
Ooh,
yes. As a
relax.
client, I can see maybe like
Yes,
it's more, it's less threatening.
absolutely,
Right?
absolutely,
It's more conducive to we're
absolutely,
building a relationship and we want this experience, call it an event or a wedding or anything that we're
absolutely.
doing to be
Yeah,
the best possible thing. And I feel good. You're bubbly, you're happy, you're
exactly.
here. This is the good vibe. This is
Yeah,
good. I think you're gonna do a great job. And if
yeah,
you're up there and you're having a good time, it comes off in the room. You're like,
absolutely,
I'm having a good
absolutely,
time now. They seem like they're enjoying themselves. And I'm not saying guys can't achieve that because I know plenty of DJs that crush it
absolutely,
when it comes to
absolutely,
that, right?
absolutely.
But I just feel like there's maybe a little competitive edge where more females should know
Yeah,
that this is a strong thing,
yeah,
not something to walk in the room less confident because this is a male dominant industry. No,
absolutely.
the complete opposite. It's like the
Yeah,
industry is almost wanting more, and there's just not enough
exactly.
yet, but there will be.
I'm gonna throw a curveball at you, Brian. I was in Austin, Texas last year. We did a quick road trip and we were having brunch. And she looked over and she said, you know, there's a husband wife DJ duo.
Hmm,
And they were turntablists. So
really?
they were scratching old school records while we were having brunch. And they were just doing it. And I was like, whoa, that is the way to go. Because
Entertaining.
we didn't even say number two words at brunch. We were eating, but pay attention to them the whole time. So, like you said, you put a woman in the space, naturally, people are gonna say, wow, that's something different. Now the husband wife duo, you're like, is that
This
a
is really
thing?
different.
Now it's
You
really
guys
different.
don't argue at home.
You guys, this is music all day. Flip on some records. Let's go. No, but yeah, yeah.
So we touched on passion, we touched on look. Give me a third. What's something that you look for in talent when deciding to work with them or not?
Um, you got to understand your history before you can present
Okay.
your product today. You got to understand where music came from. You got to understand all these mashups came from somewhere. You got to, understand that the classics and the oldies are called classics for a reason
Mm,
because they could be presented at any time, anywhere, to any audience. These are the songs and the things that DJs need to keep in mind when presenting music today. If you just go ahead and just download the top 100 Billboard songs and go into a room, you can be unsuccessful because that's just not how parties or events work.
right.
Like, I mean, you could play for a Sweet 16 and maybe get away with it, but
And maybe for an hour or
maybe for
two,
an
but you're not
hour
doing
or
five
two.
hours of that, right?
Exactly. You can have someone who want to hear an old school track, or something from the past, or maybe an adult that's around. So understanding your history before you, present whatever it is you're doing today. That's very important for me. One, it also contributes to someone's knowledge about
Hmm.
what we're doing, and two, they know the next thing they can mash it up with the old thing now, and they understand. Okay, wait, that song came out in 2011, and they redid it now in 2025. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna go blend it both.
Mm.
Um,
I could imagine that that one helps the look or the confidence too,
yeah,
right? Because you're walking into the room and you feel prepared.
absolutely,
When the client asks you about X, Y, and Z, you know the
absolutely,
history, you know the knowledge. Hey,
yeah,
maybe the bride and groom are also know a lot of music, and
absolutely.
now you just connected because you know your stuff.
Listen, Brian, real story. This just happened 48 hours ago. A little girl, no more than 3 feet tall, baby girl, was like, "Hey, I want to hear Golden. Can you play Golden?" I didn't know what Golden was,
Okay.
Brian. I didn't know what Golden was. I was like, "Okay, who sings it? Just tell me." She was talking loud. I turned the monitors off and everything. I couldn't hear her, Brian. So he said, "Golden, I want to hear Golden." I said, "Okay, okay, give me a sec, give me a sec." So after a while, I punched in YouTube golden track or golden song, and the new song came up. This song's got like 500 million views. It was
Sheesh.
some theme song for some animation.
Okay.
It's actually number one now, top 100. Um, and adaptability again, right? Like this kid really wants to hear golden. Who am I to say no?
Right.
Right? Everyone's having a good time. And I spoke to her mom. His mom was nearby, and I said, "Hey, I know your daughter wants to hear Golden. What do you think?" And she was like, "Sure." I mean, she was also the person that was hosting the event, so it was pretty easy to get that going. But I had to stop the vibe for a minute, and I had Golden play, right? Like, and
Did
I
it hit?
guess
For her.
of course, everyone thought it was my choice, and then when
Right.
they realized, it's like, oh, okay, okay. So I was judged for like 10 seconds
That's nice.
at the beginning. And then they realized, oh, okay, yeah, he's playing it for her. But no, that's the thing too, right? So selfishly, I would want to just ignore her. But respectfully, as a professional, I consulted her parent, who was also the event planner and host. And she said, yeah, let's go for it. Let's give it a go. And why not? That's freedom. Freedom within our sport, right?
Creative freedom.
Creative freedom. You know, I'm not so rigid to stick with one genre for 10 minutes and switch out for, for the other 30 and then go on. You know, this organized chaos. Great, bro.
I feel like that's the DJ way. That needs to be someone's DJ name. Organized chaos.
It could be.
It's just gotta be. It's gotta be great.
If it's not, we patenting that.
There you go. As a matter of fact, I might learn how to DJ.
No,
hell no. But it is organized chaos. If I did, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that's a special episode.
So let's move from that. We're still stuck on, or still speaking on, select talent.
Yeah.
Okay. And as we know from earlier, I'm a goosebump guy.
Yeah.
I gotta feel it.
Yeah.
You know. And I'm sure that the question may bring up a few different moments, but I want you to identify and distinguish what's one of those, or what's been one of those moments that's your proudest moment when it comes to select.
Wow.
Proud, such a strong word. Huh?
Proud, man, we're using massive words today.
Yes.
Care.
They're all less than 7 words.
Trust.
But they're huge.
They're huge. Proud. I can't even pronounce these things. I would say some more than one, like about 3 proud moments. Or
I want to hear all of them, because those moments is what keeps us going.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day.
I'm never going to name drop, but our hotel partners believed in our brand so much, they allowed us to program the entire year. And that came all throughout, like the mega ones and the small boutique ones that no one knows about, but their loyalty was there. And I had a few nights by myself where I just thought, wow, like this is bigger. And we would have weekly meetings on WhatsApp call, my guys and I, every Monday night. One guy would be in the gym, but the way we do it is everyone's mic is on mute, and whoever's speaking, they take it off mute. And active listening was huge for me.
Okay.
Because we all had something to say what happened over the past few days, which was the weekend, our most active time, our busy time. Our busy time is usually Thursday to Sunday in the Bahamas.
Right.
Sunday to Wednesday is usually recovery time, normal time, family time, chill time. That's the time I use to prepare for the Thursday to Saturday rush. Thursday to Saturday. And that's just because culturally businesses are closed early on Sunday to Wednesday. And they're very active Thursday to Saturday.
Makes sense.
Our market is tourism. That's
Miami never sleeps, but naturally sleeps. Thursday, Friday, Saturday are the busier days.
Yes.
But there's still life and things going on the other days.
Yep. So, having these guys understand that this is bigger than them at this stage was a blessing. Like team, you're not gonna get anywhere without a team, even your personal teams, right? Like, one guy, has got someone making all the flyers for him. The next guy's got someone doing all the, music editing for him. Another guy got into production, but they all have different people in their own lives helping them build their brand. And then we all build our brands together within the brand.
Very cool.
So, it was very important for me to try to teach that. Like, I was very proud about it. I felt, I almost got emotional one night. I've said prayers for my guys, on the call. I prayed for them and their families, as well as the discipline to our industry, because I know it's taxing to be out of your house at these scary hours. It's not always safe to be walking with a $2,000 laptop on your back, trying to get to your car.
And everyone knows you're wearing a Toomey at midnight. You're a DJ. And you're not walking around with a change of clothes.
Exactly. And Brian, they see you on the flyer. They know where you at.
Right.
So God forbid you have enemies. So I prayed, and because flying is involved, you want to make sure that you deliver that individual from their home, their doorstep, to the venue and back to their doorstep. That's big for me. I don't just book gigs, people flying, and then just hope the pilot does his job. I'm hoping that, everything happens well. Like the taxi driver does his job.
Right.
That you don't get food poisoning on the trip.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I was too hands-on at the beginning, and so now I'm starting to pull back a bit to,
Well,
as
it
you and
comes
I
with
discussed.
trust. It comes with trust,
That's
right?
a
Because when you
trust.
can trust the team to
Yeah,
uphold, to tap,
yeah,
and to kind of carry the
that's right.
foundation
Yeah,
and the structure,
yeah,
then you can let go a little bit. It's kind of like
yeah,
I haven't gone through it, but I once was a teenager learning how to
absolutely,
drive, and I can
absolutely.
just
Yeah,
imagine what my dad went through, right? I
yeah,
could tell you that I was, you know, we can say it on camera. I was 12,
yeah,
13, and it
yeah.
started off with come sit on my lap,
Statute of
grab the steering
limitations.
wheel,
Yeah,
grab the steering
yeah,
wheel.
yeah, yeah.
I wasn't driving,
No,
but I was driving. And he'd
reach the
handle the
gas pedal.
pedals. He'd handle the
Yeah, yeah,
pedals.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I
yeah,
then 15, 16, he
yeah,
said, all right, I'll sit in the passenger seat.
yeah,
All right, you got it pretty down. Now you can
yeah.
drive and with your sister.
Was it stick shift though, Brian?
Absolutely not. Hell no.
Oh
My
no,
first Acura had the
no.
Triptronic, and I lost my shit with that.
Tronic.
You're going crazy. You're going nuts. You're pretending you got a clutch. There's no clutch. You're just downshifting for no reason. You know what I mean? So I went through that
Oh,
whole stage, and a two-door Acura
I love
RSX,
it.
forget it. While
Ooh,
Fast and the Furious is ruling people's lives, I'm fucking downshifting from 6 to 2. The engine's about to blow. I don't know what I'm doing, but it
I
sounds
love it. It
crazy.
sounds
You know
crazy,
what I
bro.
mean?
This definitely a scene like a trailer for the next movie.
Yes.
You in it?
Yes, let me tell you,
Oh man,
I went to go see Fast and Furious 1 with my sister.
yeah.
The way home
Wow,
from the theater.
one.
Yeah,
You're that old, bro.
yeah, I am.
Man.
On the way home, she drove.
Ooh,
She drives way worse than me.
ooh, ooh. Oh,
There's this scene where you're
Brian's
on the
sister.
highway and they had the black Hondas
Yeah, yeah.
with the underlights on the car, and the guy goes under the 18-wheeler to the other side when they were going to hijack the 18-wheeler.
Yeah. No, 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 Brian.
What do you mean?
Don't say she did that.
My sister had a black Acura,
No,
Honda EX. We're on US 1 coming back from Sunset Place. There's
no,
this huge, I don't know if it was an 18-wheeler, but it was a huge truck.
no, Brian.
She looks at me and she's like, you think? And I'm
Oh.
like, absolutely not. You know what I mean? We pulled over. I took over driving all the way. It
Absolutely.
wasn't much better. Now I'm in the driver's seat. I'm like,
Brian,
you
Brian,
think?
exactly.
It's like,
Brian, my heart would have stopped, bro. My heart
I
would
have a lot
stopped.
of stories in that Honda, but like I said, it comes with trust.
Yes.
And it goes with the ability to be able to let go is when you teach somebody something and then you are seeing that they
Yeah.
received it and they're applying it.
Yeah.
Right? Or you start working with someone that already has that.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh, okay, maybe I can learn from you, you can learn from me, and we form this to be even better.
That part.
Yes.
Mel Robbins, the let go theory, right? Like I mentioned Cody Sanchez earlier, right? All we're doing, Brian, I mean, I believe, you and I are in sync here. We are learning from everybody and they're doing all of the research. They're literally doing all of the homework and we're applying all of their pros to our businesses, right? And then that's where experience comes in because that's inevitable. Failure is inevitable. It's going to happen. It should happen.
You should, right.
So you know how to, what's the term you use? Recovery, service recovery.
Service recovery.
There it is. So
if you're not failing, you're definitely not learning.
absolutely.
Because that means you're just doing a lot of what you already know.
Absolutely.
And there's nothing to learn from that.
Absolutely.
So it's doing it different ways and doing it at different levels and hopefully being able to advance with it.
Yep. That's what I respect most about any entrepreneur who can DJ or any entrepreneur, period. If you're a learner and you're constantly trying to figure it out, I respect it because it shows me that you're ready to learn something else or something new once you master what it is you started trying to learn. And it never ends, man. Like I'm in my tennis era now.
Oh no.
I told someone I think I'm saving my golf era for my, my later years.
I bought a set of clubs. I went to the driving range 2 months ago. I pulled the top of my back. I didn't even know I had muscles there.
No.
It was like 3.5 weeks where I was walking like this.
No.
And I said, maybe I'm not in my golf stage yet, so I'll stick to pickleball.
Oh,
for now.
Man. Pickleball, you gotta make sure your form is right though. Make sure your lower back is straight.
No, on the Achilles tendon, let me tell you.
Achilles too,
if you
bro.
don't stretch right, I'm getting old, dude.
Right. I had a sciatica scare playing. They had to drag me to my car. They was like, Des, are you okay? I'm like, I can't move anything. I can't feel anything.
I'm broken.
I was so embarrassed. Like, I got it. And I just couldn't move.
I don't got it.
My mind, was just, this is it. Like, you are not
That's
moving.
hilarious.
You got to calm down. And
I'm telling my legs to move, but they're not going.
Listen, I never popped more of that, what's it called? That, whatever the muscle relaxer was.
I was going to say ecstasy.
It was like, no,
I didn't know where you were going there, man. I didn't know where you were going there.
No X. The muscle relaxer though, Brian. Jesus.
That's hilarious.
That was like Skittles to me. I was throwing them in the air in the bed, catching them.
They're not working. So we spoke about a proud moment.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I want to go ahead and go completely on the other side of the pendulum.
Yeah.
What are some of the toughest challenges you faced?
As a DJ.
As a DJ,
DJ.
and then I also want to hear as an owner of an agency.
Okay.
Right?
Great
Because
question.
they're two different types of challenges,
Absolutely.
for sure.
One of the darkest moments as a DJ was, facing some extreme slander. Like, I can't even say it on the pod what they were saying, and just chanting it, and everyone kind of like looked at the person like, wow, like what are you doing? But they didn't stop her. She was
Right.
chanting it, and I still had to stand there and play music, right? Like, I don't want to compare it to being anything in a zoo because that's not degrading, but it can be, right? If you get to a point where someone's spewing vitriol and hate towards your way, and no one's doing anything about it, and you don't want to get out of character,
Right.
right? You want to make sure you maintain your professionalism, and I push through.
What was the song request?
Oh man,
'Cause I'm sure that's I'm sure that's what started it.
listen, man, listen. I just think alcohol is a hell of a thing,
Oh, absolutely.
and it does some serious damage to your integrity
Sure.
if you don't control what's happening there.
Correct.
And most of us think that we can control it, but sometimes you lose. Sometimes you get over the edge, and you cannot reverse what happened last night. And so for me, that was one of my darkest moments as a DJ. As an agency owner, I wouldn't call the moment dark, but I would call extraordinarily massive challenges, which is to kind of keep the team aligned and the vision going and to keep that discipline alive. Because as DJs, our ego grows year by year, gig by gig. You had a great night last night, you the man.
Right.
You don't got to go to this gig today. Fall back, chill. As a DJ, I treat every gig pretty much with all like out of 10. Regardless if I DJ Friday night, Saturday day, I'm ready to go.
5,000 people or 5 people?
I'm ready to go, right? If I know in my head, if I got a gig Friday night and it ends at 3 a.m. and I got to go to the hotel to DJ for 11 a.m. Saturday morning, guess what? I'm drinking all night on Friday night, Brian. So my greatest challenge is
the only way to not be miserable Saturday at the gig, right?
Yeah. My greatest challenge has been dealing with that ego that just inflates. And it gets to the point where if you say something, it falls on deaf ears now because the ego is blocking the ears now. So it's still a work in progress.
You know what's crazy? I feel like, there's other industries that are comparable, right?
Yeah.
In any industry, you could be the best attorney in town. You have an ego.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
But there's something that for on the owner of an agency side, right?
Yes.
On our side, not on the venue side,
Mhm.
but on the owner of an agency side, it's almost like you're playing with handcuffs on, right?
Yep.
Because your standards might be this and your expectations are this.
Yeah.
But if you held everybody in the industry to that standard and expectation, you might be the only one in the room. And now you're not in business.
Facts.
So you have to bend the standard and the expectation without bending the knee on your own standards and expectations.
Yeah.
While hopefully teaching the standards and expectations so that they can continue to evolve and get better. And it's like, maybe we're not here yet, but if you're here and we're working like this, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
It's better than the guy that's here and doesn't want to move from here.
No, exactly.
All we had to do was get here, man. What are you talking about? Let's
That's
get
it.
there. I'd rather work with this guy. You know
But-
what I mean? And get there together.
I love
that. But there's something about that DJ world where it's like, I guess it's weird because there's a whole lot of DJs out there.
Yeah.
But as an agency, you have to be like very selective and very, careful on what kind of moves the needle, right? And because then you start introducing them to clients. And if they're not the right person, now they got the client.
Exactly.
Now you're almost like again, handcuffs, right? Like, how do I make sure that I stay professional, talent facing, adaptability, right? The whole acronym.
Yeah.
Knowing that this person, right, guy or girl, doesn't stand for that. They don't care about 4 of those 5 letters. And on top of that, it's a good person. It comes off all right. So now the client's like, well, that's my buddy.
Yeah.
And now you're like, yeah, but look, he might just call out and never show up. She might show up drunk. Like, I can't control these things.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like, he or she is my DJ. That's the cool DJ that I want.
Yeah.
And then when they do shit the bed, because it's a matter of time. It
Matter
always
of
happens.
time. It's like a timer.
20 years told me one thing. It's a matter of time.
Matter of time.
Okay, no problem. Then what happens? We get the call.
We get the call.
And why so-and-so not here yet? And this and that. Like, well, I told you not to book him. I made a mistake 6 years ago introducing him or her to you. You know what I mean? And here we are.
Yeah.
Now it's our problem.
Yep.
And so I wanted to piggyback on your challenge because I face a lot of those challenges. And also on the employee side or on the team member staff side.
Listen.
Right? An agent that might be doing X, Y, Z, and before you know it, what do you mean?
You know, when I walked in your studio, which is stunning, by the way.
Thank you so much.
Stunning, stunning, stunning. I want to say to you, congratulations on your leadership skills, because that's the point that most people just assume it's going to work. If you're not a great leader, which you are, I can see by meeting your team, by Paul right there hanging out, kicking it, making sure the belly juice is all right. And then my guys in the other room, because you saw me. I went around the area. I gauged the energy, the frequency in the building, and I watched how each person reacted to you when you introduced me to them. Leadership is a skill that's so overlooked. People think that, oh, okay, I'm going to start a business and hire some people. No, you have to understand how to lead for people to follow. There's a reason why there's a shepherd, and then the rest. Some sheep understand that they're going to be a shepherd, but you still got to play sheep.
Yes.
For a bit. So I want to say to you, bro, like, thank you for even showing me certain things that I was lacking, man. Like, and you could tell my reaction's authentic. I didn't walk into your office because you wasn't there yet, so I want us to do it togetger. And I respect you. I'm not gonna just look at your office. Hey, you're hanging out.
I show up from the bathroom desk there with his feet up on my desk.
I'm on your laptop checking your emails. No, but I wanted to feel the space. And what you've done is, and what I heard about you through some people is your leadership is, you're so organized. Love that. That whatever you call it, organizational skill. That skill in itself.
Some people say it's OCD, but I'll take it.
Well, people with OCD, I'm like, man, I wonder if they're offended when I say that. That's why I didn't say it. I was like, but you're so organized, and this is all that's needed because we are in a world of endless distractions now, Brian. Through technology, through our partnerships, through each other, through our brands. We're distracted constantly. Through our appearance, we got to make sure the bald head is looking right, Brian.
I thought you were going to say I had to make sure the hair was good. So I was like, Des, I'm going to cut you there, man.
I was trying to let you touch the bill with the hair, bro. You brought it up, bro. I was like, the bald? Hey, I owned it. No, but, the fact that you have a goal. And one of my favorite books that Sean told me to read, Sean is a friend of mine that's going to be, at the Heat game. And he's an amazing cardiologist. Awesome. Shout out to Jamaica. Sean says, check out this book, James Clear. It was in a pandemic. We were on some rooftop in in Wynwood.
Okay.
And we both were reflecting, and he said, "There's James Clear's book, Atomic Habits, changed my life."
Okay.
This is back in 2021, Brad. I've downloaded that book then, and I've listened to it about 12 times to date, right? Just walking on the beach or just commuting, whatever. And the gems I took away literally has formed my life. Everything is 2Xing, 3Xing, everything. Every time I re-listen to the book, I find a new gem, and I'm like, triple down on that. Now, of course, I'm not perfect, right? So sometimes you lose these things, but leadership, what I want to say to you was, from those habits that you've created for the culture of Rockwell, right? Now you have a sound academy, right? You're applying those same principles that built Rockwell. The sound academy is no different than how Rockwell started, right? You're not just learning how to, teaching DJs how to DJ, right? You're applying the core skills and habits and foundation for Soundwell. The same way you did to build this company.
Yep.
And your reputation precedes you, bro. Because I think I told you this when we spoke that day when I was on a tennis court. I would get your emails, bro. How am I getting your emails? I haven't met you yet. I know nothing about your company, but my little island is getting your emails. And two of my DJs DJed on your show before, on your podcast.
Rockwell Radio,
right? And this is long before you and I even knew each other's names.
Right.
So what does that say about you, Brad? That says that your leadership skills are effective, it goes places, and we still got a way to go. That's why I'm sitting on this couch, bro.
Well, thank you so much for that, Des.
I mean,
let me tell you,
aside from that, it's blue velvet. You know what I mean?
Yo, this is nice. It feels good.
Bro,
Thank you so much for that, man,
Absolutely, bro.
because I'll
Absolutely.
tell you, on a personal level, right?
Yep.
I was probably never the best student in class, right? My grades were not
Yep.
something to highlight,
Mhm.
but something my dad instilled in me from by beating force almost at certain points, right?
Yeah.
It's like procrastination is key. If failure is the
Nice.
plan,
Nice.
right?
I like that.
So from little, it was always like, how I don't want to procrastinate. I don't want to do things last minute. And
Mhm.
why do you typically do things last minute? Is lack of organization. You forgot to do
Lack of prep.
something, or
Yep.
you didn't do what you had to do yesterday, and now you're doing that today. So what you had
Yep.
to do today is tomorrow, and now
Yep.
tomorrow is when today is due, and now you're late. It's
Yep.
procrastinating. And I've tried to apply that my whole life in the sense of the organizational piece, right?
Yep.
But that's like something you can't market online. That's something that, like, it's between you and God.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
There's nights that I'm doing something and I know
Amen.
I go, nobody knows I'm doing this right now at 1 a.m, but I'm doing it for me.
Absolutely.
And it's small shit.
Absolutely.
Making the bed in the morning. I
Absolutely.
still make my bed every damn day. No one goes to my apartment. I don't want anybody in my apartment.
You're a winner.
I make my bed in the morning
Yep.
because it makes me feel good. It makes me feel, and routine and
You're a winner.
72 hours to get back to an email. That takes organization. There's some days, I mean, I can't answer an email right now. I'm sitting with you.
Yeah.
So what did I do before you got here? I made sure all my emails were cleared.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like, so there's certain things that really, really matter. And like, I can't make it an influencer page on
No.
Instagram. Look at me, organized, working again, right? No one
Look
cares.
at me, OCD.
OCD, right? Like, no one gives a shit. It's not cool, right?
Yeah.
But it is, I think, necessary
Yeah.
as far as a success path and as far
Absolutely.
as working towards the success path. I'm far from success in my brain and honestly in life, period, right? Like, I have a lot of bones to pick. Like, I have a lot to go, right?
Yeah.
And I'll never be able to do that,
Yeah.
or even more in a non-selfish way. My team would never be able to succeed
Absolutely.
if they couldn't count on me organizing things for us, right?
Absolutely.
Because it's not just me and then y'all on your own, right? Figure it out.
Absolutely.
No, there's a lot of, I'm not in charge of the marketing in this company,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I'm involved in the marketing timelines. I take time every month to put my insight and do this
Love
and do
that.
that. And if
Yeah.
I don't lead the way, well, it might be a month where the marketing timeline doesn't get done. And if I
Absolutely.
don't give a shit enough to
Absolutely.
be part of it, well, then I might find out midway through the month. And now I'm
Absolutely.
like, wait, we haven't posted in 3 weeks. What the fuck's going on here?
What's going on?
You know what I mean?
Dormant.
And I think that ties into
Yeah.
the leadership is the accountability, because I care.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call you out if you don't do it. So now you're gonna do it. And now you're gonna do it well, because if not, why'd you do it?
Yeah.
And it brings this whole vicious cycle of
Absolutely.
organized chaos, right? Like,
Absolutely.
it's like moving it
Absolutely.
on. So
You got the Mamba
uh,
mentality, Brian. The Mamba
thank you so much
mentality.
for pointing out the organizational piece, man, because it's something I strive on. And obviously, like I said, it's not something you get compliments on often, because
Brother.
that's not something you see. That's just something that over time you realize, you go,
No.
this guy's pretty organized.
I respect it. I admire it. As a DJ myself, I wish I had it.
Yeah.
As a student, I wish I had it. I mean, I didn't do great in school either, but
We got there.
But I'm disciplined. But
we
we
got
here.
there. We got there.
We disciplined enough to acknowledge that, and I respect that, bro.
Thank you so much,
I
man.
admire it greatly, Brian.
Thank you so much, man.
So,
The admiration is mutual, because you
Yeah.
yourself also, when we met,
Yeah.
just the way you carry yourself,
Thanks,
it's a breath of fresh air to be
Yeah.
able to like do business with someone that speaks business.
Absolutely.
Especially, Miami's amazing.
Yeah.
I can sit here and we'll do a 4-hour pod on all the amazing things.
Yeah.
But one of the things that lacks a little bit is that professionalism
Yeah.
when it comes to almost any industry, right? You don't get callbacks.
True.
If you don't hear from the person, that means the answer was no. Where in most,
Silence is
society,
no now.
it used to be like, hey,
I like to hear
thanks
no,
for reaching
though.
out, but
Yeah.
I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't mind
Let's
rejection.
stay cool.
Listen,
Silence. That's
Yeah.
something different. So
can I say rejection is God's protection? I gotta say it.
Is it?
I mean, when you're rejected,
rejection
whatever.
is God's protection.
Yes,
Okay.
man.
Okay.
Yes, brother. You may think something's for you, and you bang on that door to get in, and there's probably a reason why you can't get in, because maybe it's not for you. Now, some people just bulldoze through the door and ignore it. Me, I tend to reflect a bit. I tend to try to figure out, I was rejected. Sure, I feel bad in that moment,
Right.
but it wears off, and you understand there's a bigger calling for you sometimes. I don't want to get all spiritual with you. I don't want to freak you up, Brian. But
You wouldn't.
I'm an energy guy like
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
right? Like, many times I thought I wanted this gig and I didn't get it. And guess what happened 7 months later? The venue was closed,
Mhm.
right? It wasn't cutting cost. And I'm like, damn. It would just start happening in different periods of my life and different scenarios. And I started saying, well, if you just tap in and you meditate a bit more, you would understand where you belong. So that's why, like, when you asked the
You,
question earlier, I knew exactly where I wanted the agency to go or what rooms I wanted to stay in
mm,
so we can facilitate growth constantly, not being in a room where my guy is there at midnight, 1 o'clock, and then some other guy comes along and asks him to have his laptop or robs him. And I knew I wanted to protect the guys, and I knew what rooms they needed to stay in
for that to happen.
for that to happen, even at they're in their 20s and 30s, because I never had a business coach. Never. To this day, I've never had a business coach. But stuff I've learned, I'm just passing it on to them and trying to apply at the same time for myself.
Yep.
So sorry for that. I just
No,
wanted to
hell no. No
add
sorry
that.
for
I
that. I
wanted
mean,
to add that
sometimes you
in.
get real and that's the best point, right? Because how many people out there might be organized and be like, well, why am I so organized? I don't give a shit, bro.
Yep.
No one cares.
Yeah.
No, yeah, people do care over due time. Or somebody out there that's like, well, I've never had a business coach, so I guess I just can't be good in business. Well, no,
Yeah.
I heard the other day, da, 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 and you know what? I also see those signs.
Yeah.
And now, you know what? I'm going to look at the rejection in a good way. And shit, if we can help that one person, that's all. I'm good with that. Now, if it's 100, I'm okay with that too.
Hey.
But if one person takes that and could apply it and
Yeah.
say, you know what, screw rejection. I'm
Yeah.
gonna laugh at it now.
Yeah.
Rejection's good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Now we're changing some things. So, all right, I want to transition to a little bit
sir.
of DJ talk.
Yep.
But DJ overall as well as DJ Mayday. Okay.
Yes.
And the first question is, in your opinion, what's the definition of a DJ? How would you define DJ? You're a DJ. What does that mean?
Being a DJ means being a music general.
Okay.
It just means you understand what needs to be done between this hour and that hour and how it needs to be presented. Your job is to gauge the vibe of the room, which means there's a different soul, there's a different human, there's a different, all of these things in one room, and all of them are counting on you to satisfy their need. And so
all of them.
There's not one person who says, you know what, I'm just gonna go put on my AirPods while the DJ is DJing. I listen to my, beats by whatever. And the thing is, being the music general, you start to know, okay, I know the temperament now, how far I can push it. Whether, I've been in rooms where I couldn't play any curse words, right? And usually, generally, that's the starting point, right? Like, unless someone says, yo, play the raw cuts, no clean cuts. I want a dirty versions only. I'm like, okay. But as a professional now, I'm always aware that maybe there's a grandparent in the room that's not really feeling all those curse words in the song, or there's a young child in the room that you want to respect their airspace as well. So a music general knows, he's knighted, he's got his 5 stars on him. He knows exactly when to go and when to pull back. If he sees a group of Latin women in the corner, he knows it's that time. Salsa. He knows it's merengue and bachata time. He sees a couple of brothers over there kicking it, chilling. He knows it's time to go R&B. It's time to go soca music, whatever it is, dancehall. But more than just sitting down there and playing records that you like, I'm ensuring that the entire room is okay with this. And songs that you know are fire, you just know. I've had so many people, Brad, it's a funny story I want to tell. So many people walk in a room and they never look at a DJ. They don't even say hi to a DJ. They just get their drink. I'm right next to the bartender, DJ, and they won't even look, acknowledge. But when you hit the top of that bell-shaped curve, guess who's the first one up there asking, yo, can you play this for my wife? Yo, my husband loves that song. And you just laugh because then it's like, on a human level, you would be like, oh, you should have said hello. But
you should have said hello.
You should have said hi. I'm here. But on a DJ level, you understand, I got you. Don't worry. I knew what happened because we're responsible for that side. There's a chef responsible for your stomach, right? And the bartender is responsible for your palate, right? Your alcohol that you're taking in. So I'm the CEO of the musical arena. And I actually told a couple of
Directing your ears.
I actually told a couple of CEOs this, and like real CEOs, and they were like, "Yeah, I get it, no problem, I got you." Like they were not offended because, and it wasn't a arrogant statement. It was a friendly but very, very confident gesture.
Yeah, it was fair.
To show
It
them,
was fair.
hey, you know what? Like, I've been digging deep with this for 25 years. I got your back. We're synergizing this, and let's rock. And man, I can't tell you, man, like, once you have confidence for the right reasons and you're pushing that forward, people now get it, right? Like,
It's funny you say that in with the general
yep,
wording, right?
yep,
Shows that you're at this point maybe even more on the business side than the DJ side,
yes,
right?
yes,
And the mindset of it.
yeah,
Because a lot of the answers that I've gotten in this conversation on and off Rock Talk, right?
mhm,
I like to have these conversations in real life because
absolutely.
it tells me what the temperature is in the, as far as the industry, right? What is a DJ 20 years from now
Yeah,
or 20 years ago is not what a DJ today is. And a DJ 20 years from now, who knows what that's going to be, right? So
yeah,
I like, but the general, most of the answers I get are artistic, right?
ah,
Uh, music is my paintbrush. I'm just
music is my
drawing a
blank
canvas,
canvas.
and these type of terms. You come in here
Nothing
like,
wrong with that.
I'm a music general, goddamn, we're fucking.
No, no.
So that's that abusive business side that we get PTSD from,
No, I
right?
got
It's the
you.
business side that gets us there. So
There is a creative side and there
absolutely,
is a business side.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
usually most creative people are not business intelligent. And usually most business people are not so creative. Right?
Correct.
And I say that even in a situation with you. When I met you, you said to me straight up and down, Des, I am a businessman. I have never DJed a day in my goddamn life.
And I don't plan to.
And I said, whoa. But then I started thinking about it when you hung up, and I was like, this guy's a savage. Because for him to be here in our industry and not touch a pair of decks, because when you start looking at owners of DJ companies, most of them have DJed themselves or still DJing. And people that really love this business are also DJs. So my respect for you took off from that moment to say this guy is a killer in the business boardrooms.
That's hilarious because sometimes I see that as obviously the negative, right? Like,
No, not
oh
at
well, if
all.
you don't know how to DJ yourself, then how do I know if your DJ is going to do a good job? And I'm like,
Listen,
well, because I understand the
listen.
business of DJ.
You don't hire kids, you hire grown men and
Correct.
grown women.
Correct.
So there's a certain standard that you must hit to be a part of this company. My job is not to spoon feed you. Your job or our job as a team is to out that fire when the fire happens.
Yep. Run towards it too.
I mean, and I just want to say this, Brian, while I'm on the pod, so this is recorded. There's going to be problems that happen in a DJ situation that you may never understand because you've never experienced it.
Correct.
And that is okay. It's okay if the CEO doesn't know every single problem. That's not his job. His job is to make sure the overall success of this company remains that way until year end. Yep. That's it. Rockwell has been successful for many years, and you got to give yourself that credit. The CEOs, the real CEOs, whatever, they don't know every single audit or debit or credit. They don't. They don't care.
Just like me, we rely on our teams for that.
Exactly.
There's a reason why. Well, there's two reasons for it. There's a reason why most of the people that get hired in this company are DJs. And obviously yes, DJ, you have to be a DJ.
Yeah.
My graphic designer has always been a DJ. Paul in the DJ space.
DJ Paul in the building.
And there's really two reasons for it. Reason number one, and it's really probably the initial reason, right? The main reason is, well, a lot of the work that we do on these positions is obviously a Monday through Thursday thing.
Yeah.
And these are the days that you're off.
Yeah.
So if you can generate another source of income while providing value,
that part,
then I'm helping the roster advance in their personal lives in that sense. And the second thing is, I know that you already have the understanding of what may go right or may go wrong beyond what I know. So, this flyer is going to, need X, Y, and Z. You know that because you're looking at it as the DJ on the flyer, even if it's not you, as you're making it, or this company website needs to look a certain way because you know how the DJs are going to look on that website. I don't know what the DJ wants to look like. I don't care what the DJ, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to know what the contact page looks like.
Yeah.
Are the forms working?
Yeah.
You know? And then to the DJ, they're like, well, I don't give a shit. You click the form and let me know, right? So
I will tell you, Brian, I know we got to move on from this question, but those DJs, that's really all that matters to them is that how they look on that flyer. Is their name big enough? I was putting a flyer for a gig next month. The first flyer, the first draft, my name is in the middle of everything, right? The final draft, my name is way over to the right. Guess what? 20-year-old Des would have been like, what happened there?
Right.
With some years of experience, get a job done.
Right.
But
if it matters that much, make an edit for your thing.
And the guy that did it is a DJ that we don't get along. And it's public knowledge. And it's all good because my focus now is a lot different than just the DJ service.
Yep.
My focus.
It sucks that.
Yeah.
It sucks for that individual.
Oh yeah.
That he or she would think that would bother you when that's now beyond what you care about. And you're like, oh, that's cool that it still bothers you.
Yeah.
It didn't bother me. So thanks for the flyer.
It did when we were kids.
Yeah.
It did.
Yeah. No, it just shows
that.
You've advanced.
Yeah.
And maybe this other individual has not.
Yeah.
And so that's where, I'm going to get under his skin with this thing.
Absolutely.
Oh, we were kids. Well, there's a lot of things I can't say on camera. But, like little things that you did to each other, even as friends. And then, 20 years later, you'd be like, I don't give a shit. What are you doing, dude? Like,
come on. Like, we've outgrown this.
Yeah. What are you talking about? So, all right. So let's move on from that. We were speaking about the definition of a DJ.
Yes, sir.
And we identified that you are DJ Mayday.
Yes.
And I also identified that I like goosebump moments. So I want to know, biggest epic fail in your DJ career.
Wow, man. I mean,
don't tell me there's that many to think about. There.
No.
This was the worst. This was the worst.
I want to say that a potential epic fail almost happened.
Okay.
Laptop blacked out. Wasn't a backup laptop.
How long ago was this?
Early in my 15 years ago.
There you go. So no USBs either. It's not like you could be prepared for that happening. Nothing.
I was on a Lenovo laptop, I believe.
Oh, goodness.
It wasn't a Mac, nothing. This had to be 2007 or something, 2006. And the processor was running hot. I could hear the fan, overworked, everything.
You know what's coming.
Going nuts. This is when Serato Scratch Live was, this when you had to connect the box to the RCA cables and get those in there. Laptop blacked out.
When it was such a big deal that venues had their own box because I don't want to travel with it.
I'm telling you. So laptop blacked out and the whole crew comes out, and then you start hearing the chants. Shoot the DJ. I mean, they start chanting, right? Like immediately, like within 3 seconds, because you create energy and
you suck it dry.
You suck it dry. And then all of a sudden, you got to figure out, okay. And then you start freaking out. But I never freaked out during moments that, like critical moments, like high stress moments. I never freak out. I'm very I guess it comes from my yoga breathing and just more meditation. I'm always zen, right? And it's about being a responsible adult, right? Like me, I believed in someone's got to be in control. Someone's got to be calm about this. So my natural personality is, how do we problem solve this right away? So the Lenovo laptop that overheated and blacked out on me, I was like, man, boys gathered around, parties, shouting terms. But what 15 minutes felt like 4 hours.
For sure.
4 hours.
15 minutes is long.
The owner was like, yo, Des, let me know, bro. No problem. You could just put on the house music, turn on the lights, sorry. I'm like, no. Give me one more chance. So I call one of my tech buddies. He's a computer guy. Whatever he did, he held down like 18 buttons on that Lenovo. And he waited for a quick second, and then you would see like the reset and the home screen. And now you're thinking people getting their coats, they're leaving. It's Canada, it's cold, they're going to the next bar. And these parties were packed, like packed at the student pubs, packed. And I said, okay. And then luckily I saw the home screen come up, put my password in. And when they heard that first sound, the noise, bro. And so that moment for me, that 17 minutes felt like 4 hours.
Yeah, a lifetime of lesson.
And I never done a gig since without having a backup hard drive since that time with my tunes on it. Because with a backup hard drive, I could quickly stick it in another laptop, anyone's laptop.
Right.
And I got 2 laptops that I walk with, but not all the time. But that is an epic fail in terms of in my DJ life in particular.
It's funny because I typically ask the follow-up question, what do you do now to prevent that from happening? You already answered it, right?
Absolutely.
But it's every epic fail is you learn.
Yep.
And you never want to go through that again. If you had the same epic fail twice, that's your fault.
Yeah.
That's not an epic fail. That's an epic, not planning.
Yeah.
That's you are epically bad.
You fell in a pothole twice.
Yes.
The same day.
Yes. All right. So we talked about challenges. We spoke about proud moments. We spoke about epic fails. And now I want to tie that all together into some advice.
Absolutely.
Okay. What's some words of advice to somebody listening that wants to enter the DJ industry? Right? What would you tell 17-year-old Des? What today? What is some of that?
Finish school. I,
Okay.
education trumps all. I
Mm,
still believe it. I still believe it. I still believe it. Education trumps all because once you got those tools, you can operate, you can do whatever you got to do on the accounting side, on the legal side. You got everything going for you once you have this core foundation of education. We never stop learning, right? Like we want things to change and grow, and they have been every day. And without my education, I would not be able to keep up. Right. I will be stuck in a certain decade or a certain mentality.
or a certain way of doing something.
Yeah. My guys are younger than me. I ask them, what's in, what's not in? Where are we going? What's next? What's around the corner? I can't see. I'm up here.
You're the GPS.
I'm the GPS.
Yeah.
So education is the core value for me. That honestly, the willingness to learn, Brian, in this business is key because I am still learning with corporate partnerships that we have. I'm still understanding how we can be better next year. What can we do different next year? How can we adjust? What sound do we need? Like I was talking to a band manager last night. He was telling me the ins and outs of like the mics for the bass and the mics for the guitar and the mics for his monitor and everything else. And I was like, that's a different mic. And he was like, no, we just need, the short SM58s. It's all good. We can use mics that. I was like, cool. But he was telling me the beauty in his lens through a band. Like, and I was like, I wanted to know more because me DJing so much, I'm like, and having very little experience on how to put on a band production.
Completely different.
Yeah. You want, and DJs and bands usually work hand in hand. The band goes on a quick dinner break, DJ's playing. But being fully focused on a band, I was able to learn exactly what he was telling me in real time. As he was saying it, I stayed up pretty late. And without that skill, I would just be lost in the sauce. And I care about things I'm a part of.
Yeah,
It really takes a lot out of me.
And knowing all the pieces
Yeah.
makes you better as a piece of that piece, right? So like
Absolutely.
you said, now the transition from a band to you might go better because you know exactly what X,
they
Y, and
need.
Z does
Yep.
and what they need to mellow in and mellow out and do what they got to do
Yep.
to not abruptly stop or
Yep.
you abruptly start, right? And there's a lot to learn from each other in this industry,
Yeah.
even staff at a venue to the DJ,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Learn about the room,
Yeah.
learn about what the industry's kind of looking for.
Absolutely.
Learn, hey, you did this different tonight. We really like that. Oh, good. I tried that. I'm glad that I now know that
Exactly.
it's good. Let me try more of it. Let me go home and
Exactly.
practice and get really good at it. Right.
That part.
But your 2 points really tie together, right? It's
That part.
education and constantly want to learn or be learning, which is then therefore
Yeah.
educating.
Yeah. Once you
Right?
get the
So-
foundation, Brian, that the knowledge like is incredible.
Mhm.
Entrepreneurs who DJ really well. I don't want to be insulting to any DJ who's not an entrepreneur,
Sure.
but my belief and my passion, my purpose in this world is entrepreneurship. And luckily, by the grace of God, I found a golden key, which was DJing, always in the right room at the right time.
But
Always.
as a DJ, I think there's an advantage. And
Yeah.
I kind of compare this to my promoter days, my early promoter days, right?
Yes, sir.
I knew I wasn't going to be a promoter for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
But I knew as a promoter, I'm putting myself in the center of a room to meet the right people in that room.
Absolutely.
Right? I have access now to that millionaire that's buying that table. And I
That
know how
part.
much he spent on that table because I'm checking the sales reports.
That part.
And I know that when this guy plays, these people come out and these people spend money. So guess what? When I started throwing my own parties, who's the guy I booked? That guy, because I knew that this was coming with it. And you put yourself in this room. And I remember, to this day, if I get pulled over, there's a lot of police officers that used to be at my table back in the day that I call and then what ticket, right? Doctors. Now
Edit.
Edit.
No.
leave it in.
Let's go.
Doctors, right? That
Yeah.
back then were in medical school and X, Y, and Z, and
Yeah.
now they're full-blown doctors. And
Yeah.
guess what? We're friends. There was I didn't meet them in medical school.
That
I didn't
part.
do this. I didn't do that. And kind of as a DJ, it's the same thing. You're the center of the attention of the room.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be cool with the DJ,
Everybody.
right? Maybe not everybody goes up and what, but if you went up to so and so, they would be, you were DJ tonight. Oh, nice to meet you, man. You killed your set, bro.
100%.
Right? And you get into that convo. And I think DJs traditionally are introverts. They're creatives.
Yes.
They want to be alone in the booth doing their craft. If they
Yes.
wanted to party at the table, they wouldn't be DJing. They would have been at the table.
Yep.
So it's almost like taking the introvert and making it very known that don't blow your opportunity
Yeah.
to be the extrovert and meet everyone that you need to meet now, because you're not going to be the 74-year-old DJ. It won't I don't know one. So if I don't know one, I don't know if you know one.
No.
So then we know that that's not a thing.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be possible.
Yeah.
So at 30, you need to be thinking, well, what does my life at 74 look like? And if you're not thinking that, that's scary, right?
You should be thinking, how do I get to 74?
How do I get to 74 and still do what I want to do?
Absolutely.
And be happy at 74 doing what I want to do?
Absolutely.
But find a way to make a business out of it. It doesn't have to be a brick and mortar style business. You can be the business. Khaled is a business.
Big
right?
business.
Where do you go to buy Khaled's sandwiches, right?
Yeah.
Where's Khaled's shoes at, right? Where do you go? No,
Yeah.
but Khaled's a business. He's a producer in the business world.
Yeah.
He brings this guy and this guy together. He keeps 5%. Thank you. Let's go on the yacht. Let's celebrate. Yeah.
He
we the
loves
best.
the Caribbean, by the way.
You know?
We the best. I love that. He's big in the Caribbean. Big. Like, he started grassroots. He was in that movie Shatas. I don't know if you ever seen that movie Shatas. It's a Jamaican classic.
Okay.
With Sprague Benz and Ziggy Marley. Classic. Every guy from the Caribbean probably has seen this movie Shatas. But Khaled was in it. So remember when Collie Buddz got big from Bermuda, right? In 2006, him, Rick Ross, and Collie Buddz came down to do a show, and Khaled loves the islands, like passionately loves, but grassroots style. He loves people. He loves the island. So that stuff he's doing on camera isn't just for a show. This is who he is.
Right.
Like, he's that charismatic.
Who's other Khaleds out there that are businesses, standalone businesses? Not like I think Camilo in New York, he has a bunch of restaurants and that's
right.
a business. But
That's right.
But the restaurants are the business.
Right.
Who are DJs that are the business?
You got a lot of Caribbean DJs, like DJ Private Ryan. He has annual parties or parties called Soca Brainwash in different cities. Anytime there's a carnival, he's got a Soca Brainwash party there. You got DJ Puffy that's blown way up on the scam, right?
Puffy's doing his thing, man.
He's incredible, right? Like, these guys are bigger than their DJ experience, right? Like, they're not just presenting music, right? These guys have like merch that people want to buy. They have parties in every city and this particular year every time, and it's their party. I think the guys like this, I like to shine the spotlight on because I can relate to them so immediate. Like, I know Private Ryan was an FIU DJing, and before podcast was a thing, he was recording his mixes and throwing that online in 2000.
That's wild.
Before podcast was a thing, this guy was doing that. And so I started doing my online mixes too, and I got hits on them, right? Like, anything from strip club anthems to marathon running mix to whatever, and put it up on SoundCloud and Hulkshare and anything that could, Mediafire to download the MP3. All these things, are kind of ways into the future than now, like even streaming, right? Like, I would record videos before selfies were a thing. I would hold a camera and record, hey, welcome to my Facebook group. The DJ Mayday Facebook group. And, if you're here because you love music and you want to know what's going on in Halifax, Nova Scotia and stuff like that. And I didn't have anyone to hold a camera for me. I didn't even know if I was in focus.
I didn't even know there was tripods back then.
Yeah, I know, bro. I know, right? I know. But all I have to say, like, that's the creative side that you and I would discuss, right? Like, when someone gets in their creative bag, and so the DJs that I mentioned, when they get in their creative bag, it goes, the whole world now contributes to their success because they've been listening to them on their airplane over, their mix going to Trinidad Carnival. You got Private Ryan bumping on the Bluetooth. My boy's got the speaker up where the baggage is, where you put your check luggage in, because every year they got a charter that goes to Trinidad, and the whole plane is dancing to this guy's music, and that's all they want to hear. Yeah, so he prepares a mix that's about 3 hours long for this experience because he knows there's going to be hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people listening to his mixes while preparing for the carnival. So, and then from that, what is he doing? Announcing where the event is going to be and what you're going to be given when you walk into the event.
Which becomes the business, the event.
Which becomes the business.
And now you happen to be the guy DJing at the event.
And so what he does at the end of the show comes up 1 hour set. So all of these hours invested in creating this business, which is now the event business and the promotion business and the marketing business and the listening to music business, he goes up there and do what got him in the room for 1 hour, and people love it because all of his friends are now DJing before.
Right.
So he brings people in, he puts them on, and so
which goes to that networking part, right? He didn't just meet
absolutely,
those friends, right? Those
absolutely,
friends are people that he connected
yeah,
with over the years, and also he sees that similarity where they're
yeah,
going to treat it as a business as well,
yeah.
and that's business. Two DJs helping each other.
You
That's
know,
business.
you know who I saw recently? He's one of your own, Pitbull.
Okay,
Oh my
Dale.
God, that guy,
That's a business.
he's a business, but let me tell you what got him. I believe he was building a school,
Mhm.
and he talked about that at this super exclusive event I was at. I was able to see him, and I could tell you a couple of those big players, they're big fans, big supporters now, and grassroots Pitbull, he never walked past a DJ without saying hello.
Yeah, it was big for
I've
Scotch.
never met him. I was there next to him, never met him. But he don't walk past a DJ because he loves it so much. And he understands what took the DJ to be behind those decks presenting that music. And that's a guy who I love and respect hardcore. So I could talk to the guys, the Caribbean, I could talk to global guys. If you got the right team, Brian, the partnership, you got something that's about to go big. Like you got the Kanye West effect. When you listen to that song, where we going in the next
10 years from now
10 years from now.
is where you realize that it was something today.
Yeah, you're like, that's all I say? We all the way? So, let me Fat Joe.
Okay.
Fat Joe was in the Bahamas. He was telling a funny story in the lobby. I was next to him, and then I was busy worrying about, the day club. So I didn't really get all of the story, but I was able to see his podcast before he even dropped it. He is that guy. He tells a story, and everyone is looking at him like waiting to laugh, waiting to slap their knee, good energy, good vibes. And I was like, wow. And now look at him, shining bright with a podcast and him and Jadakiss.
Yep.
Right? He's finally said, okay, world, you use me as a vessel.
Here I am.
Right, here I am. Let's go.
Yep.
And so a lot of us, I think what we do is we get the effect where we all get tight. Like, when someone gets nervous and they get scared and tight, and then instead you relax and release, that sciatica is going to be gone. You can get to your car, which I didn't do.
Without the muscle,
pickleball, right?
Without the muscle relaxation.
Without the skin or muscle relaxers in bed, right? So when you relax, and I think what helps you relax is a lot of water, a lot of meditation, and a lot of understanding and wanting to learn. What is your business? What is your call? I thought I had to be a lawyer for half of my life to make my dad and my mom happy. Well, shoot, my brother's one of the best lawyers in the country, right? Then I thought, okay.
Well, you got that covered, right? So that's next.
I'm giving the work. And then I thought I had to be an accountant because I wanted to be the shining star who didn't go right and become a lawyer, right? Oh, I'm being a great accountant. And although I love numbers more than words, I love music the most, right? Because the numbers is the accountant, the words is the law, but the music is just any language.
Well,
I was in Colombia.
It is a language, yeah.
And those Colombians, they don't speak English, the ones I was with, at all. But they sung the hell out of that track.
Yeah.
That Jay-Z song that came on?
Yep.
They sung the hell word for word. And I'm just looking at them like, Jesus, like, it's amazing what music does to somebody when we're all in the same room and someone cranks it up. You can turn music on right now, Brian.
Oh, it changed the whole room.
Change the whole energy up in there.
Absolutely.
Right now.
Absolutely. So I want to get into a tricky topic.
Yeah.
And you're the perfect guy to do it.
Let's go.
I've had this conversation with managers at venues.
Yep.
I've had this conversation with a couple DJs that might be in this same type of, not predicament, because I think that's looking at it from a bad lens, but situation, scenario.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is the programmer or booker.
Yes.
All right. And what I want to get from you is, because you're a DJ.
Yeah.
And you're also a booker.
Yeah.
And an agent.
Yeah.
And in some cases, a programmer for certain properties and hotels.
Yeah.
What are some pros and cons? And we can focus on both, right? Pros and cons for a venue or a hotel or a property to have a DJ be the actual entertainment director or booker or programmer, someone in charge of their entertainment schedules. What are some pros and cons by having that?
So the pros are the programmer takes on the responsibility to have the right fit, to identify what the brand vision is, and to match that with the right entertainment. Could be a DJ, could be the right band, could be a singer, could be a guitarist. right? That programmer has to understand the company's culture and vision of where they're headed. Some of the cons, you have programmers that just, okay, because this guy is a popular DJ, a big room DJ, he could do this event for 20 people. Well, the big room DJ just wants to let those tracks fly.
Right.
So he was a bad fit.
And see the room jump, and then
And-
20 people ain't going to give you that same energy.
Yeah. I mean, real time, right now this is happening. We have an event in the Bahamas at the Rosewood, and there's about 30 people, but these 30 people will bring people by the loads to the country, not just the hotel. These are very important players, and I got to make sure that that DJ understands the assignment tonight. He can't go full throttle because these guys just want to chill and vibe. So all morning, all night, just talking and make sure he's prepared, what you got, what you need from me. Did you call your guy? And then, you know what the guy asked me this morning? The guy that works at the Rosewood? Hey, Des, what's the plan B? And guess what I said? XYZ ABC is the plan B. I was prepared for his question.
Because I got that too.
Because I got plan C. Plan C is hop on a jet. 35 minutes over. Let's go. Brian, let's go immediately. Like, Brian, passion is something. You talk about goosebumps.
Yeah, I see him.
Passion is something that I can't fake in this room. Even though it's getting chilly, even though whatever is happening, passion is always, it trumps all of that. So that's why when you see the Wall Street boys, or you see the doctors, or you see the lawyers in their corner, they doing their thing. They talking about something passionately that, why didn't you invest in that stock? When you and I talk, it becomes, why did you make that decision to put that guy in a job? What are you thinking? Do you know what that brand is supposed to be doing? You're not doing it right.
Right.
You know, and that's what the partnership, you know, I need to surround myself with more Brians. And that's what I've been lacking. When you want to, like, I hope you ask, or if not already, what is something that I need? And that is exactly what I need. More Brians in my circle of trust, right? Because I can talk to people that are not in my industry, and they can probably give me some insight or a book to read or audiobooks, which I've done. But I play tennis with one of my greatest friends and mentors. I mean, my guy will show up in a hurricane to play tennis with me. DJ Irie, what up? You already know. 1-1. We got 1-8. We got a set break to do. One more set. But the passion for both our business, tennis, love, family.
He's somebody that typically is a business.
That's the boss.
When that's an individual that there tomorrow, he can stop DJing. He's good.
He's good.
Not just because he has money, but because he has a brand and the ability to be a business.
That's the boss.
Yes.
True story about him. If you don't, can I share it?
Yeah, hell yeah.
2006, Disney or Carnival Cruise, something. I don't want to name drop, but I did already.
It floats on the water. It's a
floats in the water.
A boat.
Those big boats with a lot of lights on them.
Yeah.
They came to the Bahamas, the cruise ship, and Aura, the nightclub in Atlantis, was packed. It's the capacity. And he played Don't Stop Believing mashup, The Journey, right? And I remember this guy. I'm like, man, this beast mode. Next morning, no lie, this guy was in Good Morning America. Do you know what time Good Morning America starts?
Pretty early, especially if you're on camera.
Good Morning America in the maroon suit.
You don't just show up and walk on stage.
I'm telling you, Brian, in the maroon suit, Brian. And I said to myself at that moment, while I'm getting ready to go wherever I got to go, probably to my intern job at the accountant, I said, now that's the DJ. That is the DJ. That is the DJ business. That's the vision I want to follow. Well, guess what happened? Guess what God did? 2017, working at the SLS. Guess who's our DJ? DJ Irie.
Here comes Irie, big old smile.
I think I showed you the photo.
Yeah.
Me, Irie, Sandman, and DJ Wellman. I don't know if you know what that is, Wellman. And shout outs to all of them.
From New York?
Yes. Cool brother. And I was by the door working. And as they walked to the door, I'm in a suit, and I didn't even know.
Was it maroon?
No.
Oh, no.
It was sky blue. Actually, it was like this couch. It was navy blue. No. He walks to the door, and I'm like, yo, welcome to the Bahamas. I know who you are. Big fan, and I hope that you have a phenomenal night. And we've been friends ever since. Bro.
Love that.
Like, we've been friends.
That goes to show you that why he is successful and why he is the person that he is. He remembers everyone. He treats everyone with respect. He's the aura of fun in the room, right? You can't.
Yeah.
He has like the Fisher effect. Like you can't look at him and not be happy.
Super. Like it's a legendary vibe. Even at dinner, you know, we were at a steakhouse about a couple months ago, and there was a tennis match on, and I was like, I got a tennis channel on my phone. He's like, "Set up." So we put it in the middle of the table. His lady is right there, and we are watching tennis, cutting steak, and just enjoying the match. And just that is when you connect on multiple levels.
Right.
Um,
Instead of the we're
yeah.
having dinner.
Yeah.
You know?
And believe it or not, him and I have never done business together. But I thank God for that because I don't want to muddy the waters unless God has a plan.
Sure.
But his friendship far surpasses so many things in my life because I've learned, I've understand it's okay to be yourself. You know, you embrace it, right? Like you love pickleball right now. I retired from pickleball. That's the Attica scare. That did it for me. I was a wrap. But now I understand. Put yourself in a room with the right people, and let's 10x this vibe.
Yep.
Let's 20x it if we could, but let's
Right.
10x it.
I mean,
Stuff.
energy's not only contagious, but you feed off of it.
Absolutely.
Right. So if you get into the room with the right energy, it brings your energy better.
Absolutely.
And it starts enhancing things and making it better and better and better. And before you know it, the room is better because of it. Where if you were alone in that room, it's just
Yep.
you.
Yep.
Figure out the energy, and then you're in control of that energy. And sometimes that can get tricky. So,
Absolutely.
Des, we're reaching the end of the
Yes, sir.
of the pod, of the
Yes, sir.
convo,
Yes,
of
sir.
the chat, of all this stuff and
We
stuff.
just getting started, B. What's
Yeah,
up?
I feel it. I feel it. I have traditional questions
Yep.
that I typically ask, right? So this one is different. I've never asked this one,
Okay.
but I feel like it's fun.
Yep.
I want to know.
Yep.
If you could represent anyone in the world, dead or alive, who would it be? Who's the next person getting signed to Select Talent Agency, dead or alive?
Wow. Brian, you got
Crazy,
me.
right?
Brian, you got
I
me.
know. I'll come
Gotta
back
be
in
a-
an hour.
It's got to be a DJ. It's got to be a DJ.
I mean, unless you're representing models and stuff, all of a sudden we can get into this conversation. But a DJ, a musician, anybody in this world.
I'm gonna get around to the DJ, but if it was a person today who I could represent, it would be Roger Federer.
Okay.
Let me tell you why.
Because you love tennis.
No. That's the last reason why. Last reason. This brother is one of the most classiest human beings on earth. I mean, his wife was a pro player, and she stopped playing to support him in his career to build and grow. He's never been caught up in any headlines. Takes care of his family. But better yet, his current agent, his actual real agent, he never forgot. And I just watched his on interview recently. He never left his kids out of the equation because he knew he would be away from his family, spending time with him on the tour and in meetings with Rolex and everything else. And I said, that's the kind of guy that I want to be with or represent. A guy that's going to have the social awareness that it's Christmas Eve. I got a tournament in China, but because that because Roger is the boss, he said, no, bring that man's family along. Everything's covered. So we're going to do this together. So when that day comes around, he doesn't miss those magical moments. Funny enough, Carlos Alcaraz's agent was like, man, I didn't see my kid's birthday and so it's up. But Roger Federer, not only because he has a stellar reputation, because he always performed at a very high level, even when he knew he couldn't, he would give it a go. And even now, post tennis, he's bigger than what he was during tennis.
Talk about a brand.
Because the creative tennis pro that was playing tennis, the creative athlete turned into a super business. And what his agent said was, Federer would never want to miss out on the important meetings about sponsorships, about brands, about everything. He always wanted to learn. He was asked questions, and most people would be like, yeah, you handle that. I'm gonna go sleep.
Right. That's
He
what I
was
pay you
like,
for.
Exactly. He was like, no, I want to be there too. Don't leave me out. Call me. I'll wake up. I'll come. I'll make time. Whatever. And here we are. So that is a guy. A DJ, Brian.
So before anything, Roger's agent out there, careful. Des is coming.
No, man, he's a vet. I believe he works for IMG, man. He's a super
Des
agent.
has him on his radar. I'm just saying.
Manifested, Brian. Manifested.
Just saying.
Manifested, brother.
What about a DJ?
Oh man. A DJ. I'm trying to think of somebody that I truly enjoy. Because that's got to be a part of the equation. I got to enjoy giving them a run. Okay. It will be black coffee.
Okay.
me tell you why. I never appreciated Afro House the way I do now. And he is probably the sole responsibility. And I know as a DJ, that sounds terrible, but I know it, I get it. But I accept my truth and my reality.
Sure.
I listen to this guy's mixes quite often when I'm running miles. I understand that, he has a story with his arm. That's a story in itself. That's a gift in itself that most guys wouldn't even do it because they would be not confident to go in
Right.
front of an audience with an arm that's
Or
not
30,000 people call it
30,000
an
people,
audience, right?
right? But he's black. I love that. I respect it because I think it's the most beautiful thing to be black. I learned about him, later in my life, and I enjoyed the entire genre because of him.
That's great. Talk about,
The entire genre. So like I can say, Snoop's first album was my first album, or Buju's album was my first reggae album, and Snoop's album was my first hip hop album, or whatever. And they're the reason why I enjoy the entire genre. I can say that to you, but as for DJs, Black Coffee is that guy, right?
and,
Like
you can't, you can't pinpoint somebody else that put you onto something else like that.
exactly. I never met him. I've never
So-
been in the same room with him.
Yes,
Ever.
you can't say a story without saying you learned something, man. This is amazing.
I learned it. Yeah,
You know
brother,
what I mean? It goes back to education and learning, right?
brother. You're right.
You're even learning from people you're going to sign in next year.
Hey, when
Please.
I watch this, I'm gonna appreciate that.
5 years from now, when you're
5 years from
managing
Federer.
Black Coffee, we're going to talk about this. I need some
Coffee.
points.
Hey,
Anyways,
let's go. I need some tea.
So next one is it's selfish. I'm
Yes.
sure no one even listens to this part. They don't care. But I'm big on your inner child.
Yes.
Okay. And the older you get,
Yes.
the further away you are from that child.
Yes.
Right. When I was 8, I can remember what 5 was like it was yesterday. And now, 30 something.
Yeah.
5 was a long time ago. Right.
I need 25. Tell me
It's tops. So I'd like for the guest on this show, since we don't go over show notes and you have no idea it's coming, obviously then this is raw, organic, and live.
Very.
Not live, but live in real life.
Live.
What's a favorite childhood moment for you that makes sense today, right? What that inner child moment, maybe things you think about or maybe haven't thought about in 30 years that you just thought about and you're like, damn, you know what? I'm this type of person today because of that fucking kid.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Hit me with one of those.
Man, Brian, I got 2 older brothers.
Okay.
We're all 7 years apart. And so there was music around all the time. I remember distinctively seeing the Michael Jackson Bad record on the ground. And my brother's stereo system with the needle that could not scratch it. I remember taking the vinyl out of the case, the big black thing, out of the case and putting it on that and putting the needle on it and trying to scratch on it. And it sounded completely terrible because it was not a scratch needle. But I appreciated it. My brother came in the room and said, yo,
You're gonna mess it
you're
up.
scratching a classic record. And rather than him shut it off and him stop me, he said, let it flow. But if you want a DJ, we could get around to doing that. But this is a classic record, music. Don't worry. And I actually was interviewed for a newspaper when I was in university, and I remember the story very vividly, almost like it was a surreal moment.
Scary, yes.
Scary moment. I'll send you the clip, the newspaper clip. But at that moment, I had no idea I would be sitting here with you talking about 20 years of service in the DJ business. I thought I would be in some law firm with files that you can't see my face when you walk in the office. But I thank God that I had people around that facilitated this moment that I'm having with you right now in terms of my music background. And as I said, I think earlier, if a DJ doesn't understand the history a little bit, at least it's got to be at least 10 years. I would prefer 20 to 30, but at least 10 years. So if you're unaware of the 90s era, that's okay. 2000s and beyond, you got to be aware of, right? Preferably, I like DJs to know what's going on since the 60s because a lot has changed from the 60s to 2025. When you think about it, how many times have we heard, I want to dance with somebody being remade? When did that drop? In the 80s? Or no, that probably dropped in the 90s. Yeah, in the 90s, Whitney Houston. But how much times has that particular song, been mashed up
Right.
and presented in a different way?
Right.
Earth, Wind, and Fire, September.
Okay.
80s, classic. If you don't understand that when you play that, you shouldn't play it, because that's a super classic record. And my mom, she want to dance to the original record. She don't want to hear the mashup.
Right.
So, I could go on and on, Brian, but that's one of my most magical moments, was touching that Michael Jackson Bad record.
It changed the trajectory of the next, X amount of years.
Yeah, I could feel it in my hands, the size, like the diameter of the record. I could feel it, brother.
It's crazy. I have stories like that I even younger than when you're supposed to remember. And I don't remember shit else, but I'll remember this specific moment. Or I can vividly remember, my grandmother hasn't been with us for many, many years. She passed on for better places.
God bless.
And I was in kindergarten, and I can remember the conversation of, hey, I want you to make me more chicken tenders. They're amazing. And it wasn't because they were amazing. It's just because I was selling them at lunch.
Yes.
You understand? Yes. Entrepreneur in kindergarten. You're not supposed to remember kindergarten.
You already started.
You know what I'm trying to say? But that moment, I'm in her house with all the old people in Miami. They have the same not checkered, like leopard looking floor, the little dots. And if it was pure concrete, you fell on that thing, you cracked your head. There's no way around it, right? And the yellow rug in the little I can remember everything about the moment.
Yeah.
That's scary, dude, because we're talking about, how old are you? You're 6 in first grade, right? So you're 5. So this is over 30 something years ago. And I can tell you what she was wearing.
No.
You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. It's the moment. It was so significant.
It's magical.
That you don't know it at that time, but your brain is saying, oh, this is significant. And then years later, you touch on it.
Absolutely.
And it's like, all these moments. I've asked every single guest this question.
Yeah.
Some are super creative. Some are super inspirational. Some are, but it always ties to who you are today.
Absolutely.
Always.
100%.
And it goes to the DNA of your story is your story. And yes, you can write whatever ending you want, and you can kind of, make your own story. But chapter 1 is always going to be chapter 1. You don't just go to chapter 20 and delete the first half of the book. This is at the end of the day a building. You're building year after year of your life on top of it. It's not horizontal.
Absolutely.
It's not, oh, I'm over here now, forget this. No, you're over here now. This still exists, and this still happened, and this is where we're at. So where we're at in this episode is the end, Des. I want to ask this last question, and this is a short form answer, 1 sentence. Why? And I love it because you're probably, this is a question I always like to ask in real life. Mm-hmm. And since I normally sit down with a lot of DJs, it's not a business conversation.
Yep.
In this case, I can throw it out there. So
let's go.
Why are you in this journey called business? What about it keeps you in it?
Oh, I love it, man. I love it. The first word that comes to mind is people. The people I've met on this journey, and the service. I love to serve, man. I think that's what hospitality background kicks in for me, right?
On both of those answers, people and service. That is hospitality. Right? You're serving people.
Exactly. And nothing makes me happier to know that I was able to be a very small part of something that's massive and magical for this experience that we're sharing. Right? Even this experience, right? Like I always say, man, Brian invited me down to this beautiful podcast, and we shared moments, never met you a day in my life in person. But the energy that we maintained and having this and your crew, this is why I love doing what I do now in the DJ business, because I get to be invited on a podcast. I get to play tennis. I get to teach. I get to learn. These are the things that make my life very fulfilled. And I hope that it 10Xs and 20Xs and we keep going.
And it sure will, because we got a lot of years to go, and the way technology is going, we might live toward 300. So who the hell knows?
Let's go.
Guys, this is Des, Bahamas, Nassau, worldwide, UK, everything in between. This has been an amazing episode. I'm so grateful that you took the time to do it. I hope someone out there learned something from someone in this case, whichever one. And naturally, we're going to go watch the Heat game tonight, and we'll continue this conversations and go from there. And thank you so much for your time again, Des.
Thank you, Brian.
Another episode of Rock Talk.
Let's go.